Hello and welcome to my latest video. I am a bit behind with them at the minute. Tried to rest my voice a bit as well, and there was a lot going on yesterday and on Tuesday as well. So it's just a bit of a recap of what's gone on since then, and I'll give you my top 10 prediction for tonight's show. So on Tuesday was first semi-final live day. But before we did that, there was a few things we needed to do. After the Monday debacle, we went to find out where the Eurovision Village was, the Euro Club and the arena itself. The village we found it pretty easily, and we bought some tar tents for this. Then we tried to find some of the metro stations. They're not so easily recognisable. So anyway, we eventually got it sorted. And we sort of were trying to work out nearest stations and things. It took a while, but then obviously sorted ourselves out. Had some pizza, really cheap. We had Domino's, and usually quite expensive back in England. They were about, I think it cost us £5 altogether for two, so we had quite a bargain. So we had those, got ready and went to the arena. We took a taxi, which was an experience in itself, which I won't go into at the minute. We got to the arena, and I will say one thing: security, even in town as well, has been really, really tight. There's police and army people everywhere, especially at the Eurovision themed places. Like I say, at the arena, at the village, there was plenty everywhere. So I think they really took it seriously to make sure that people that come to the city do feel safe. It took us a while to get into the arena itself, but we got there in the end, and we get special bands if you're in the Golden Circle, which we were. Got inside. There used to be no cloakroom at all, but there was obviously food and drink, and it was reasonably cheap. So we had to do it before you got into the arena. It was quite quiet when we got in there, and you might have seen that on TV if you watched it at home. So we got in there. Floor manager, who was the same guy that was in Sweden, he's quite funny. He just mentioned to people about they use the lights on the phones and particular songs, which songs to do them in, and for Portugal to be quite quiet because he wants it to be quiet when he performs the song, sort of things like that, and other stage directions and stuff like that. So then, obviously, it was on with the show. It started with a dancer who was part of the main first act introduction. I thought she was actually going to sing, but some guy doing it instead. But it was alright for what it was. So obviously some local pop star. And then 3 presenters came on and to do their bit. Now for me, I just don't think they work well enough with each other. I mean, one of the guys just actually commentating for Ukraine at Eurovision, and he was classed by one of the presenters as the Eurovision nerd. But he does, like I say, he does commentate for Ukraine. I don't know if he actually presents TV shows or anything before, but I think any of them really gelled well with each other as the show went on. So I suppose it's never easy sometimes to get the right balance right, especially if you've worked together before, and maybe none of these three people have with each other. So then anyway, they went on with the beginning of the show, and Sweden was first up, and he started his song just at the side of us, about 20 feet away, to start his song. And it can't be easy doing a performance on travelators. But they did the song, and the rest of the 18 songs went all the way through. Then after they did the songs, obviously did chats to the green room, and there was a video with Ftuka, which I think everyone expected him to be on the stage at some point, but maybe they'll leave that to the final, I think. But the video was quite fun and entertaining. It's very popular with Eurovision fans, and and Jamal seemed to be the theme of the entertainment for the rest of the show. She did her version of 1944 that she won with, and another song as well, and then she'll be doing her new single at the final. So it seemed to be, you know, getting more than 50 minutes of fame, I suppose. But I am wondering if the reason they're doing that is because they're doing, maybe Ruslana's doing Tonight Show and doing the same three sort of, you know, like her song, maybe a couple of other things as well. Suppose we'll wait and see on that one. So then it was on to the results of the show. First country up was Moldova. Not really that surprised. The Sats guy's very popular. It was a bit of fun, and I'm really not surprised he didn't get through. He got through. Second country was Azerbaijan. Now, some people are questioning was she actually miming, but I don't know how it was for you at home. I mean, I did watch it back yesterday online. That she was singing, but she wasn't singing very high or very well at the beginning of the song, and we're thinking, is she okay? Because she seemed to be quite, and she had that problem in Amsterdam, and when she got to the chorus, it was fine. But Azerbaijan never had any problems getting through to the final, so I expected to get through no matter what. What the guy with the headless horse thing, the horse head on the steps, I have no idea what that was about. That was strange, but then that's Eurovision for you. It is weird at the best of times. Next one to go through was Greece. I quite like this one, and she's playing to the gay angle. She had two guys in fake outfits, as you saw, doing the heart thing at the end. That was, you know, it was quite cute for what it was, and it is a nice song. And she does have quite a fan base here. People were chanting her name before she came on stage, so quite a lot of people seem to like her. Maybe a lot of Greek people are here. Next person to be announced was Sweden. No surprise there whatsoever. It's a very strong song. Doing a routine on Moving Travelators can't be easy. I think he missed a note and he nearly missed a step. And one of the dancers near the end had a bit of an incident as well. But they got through, and I think if you're doing it all the time and someone's controlling the travelators, it's not going to be that easy. So I think, you know, they can work on that and try and make sure that on the final night they do it really well. So next up was Portugal that was announced. Now, Portugal, I'm getting special treatment. I'm not sure. He was the only one to perform on the little podium where some of the presenters stood occasionally. And now, I don't like the song at all. I'm not a big fan of the song at all. It's just not my cup of tea. But the problem I had with it was that where the podium was, it was in the middle between the main stage and the green room, and normally they have like 4 screens on each side of the arena so everyone could have a look. Now on this occasion they were blanked out, so where I was stood we had to turn around to see him, and if you couldn't see him or you could see the back of his head, there's no other way to see him visually from the front, which I found wasn't pretty unfair. He's quite unusual performer, and I find it a bit strange watching him perform, and I don't mind listening to it, but watching him do it, I don't know, I had this sense he's autistic, or there's something about him that's not quite right. I know he's had a few health problems, but I think there's more to it than that, which is he's totally down with, which is fair enough, that's his choice. But I think now he's got through. I think he's going to win. I really do. Now, if he does, fair enough. I just wish it's nice that a country that hasn't won before could win, but I wish it was with a better, memorable song. Well, for me anyway. I'm just not a fan of the song itself. But suppose on the plus side, it'd be nice to go to Portugal. So I suppose a good thing there. Now Melissa's just sort of behind me here, so that's why I'm looking at the moment. So next country that was picked was Poland. No surprise there, new to get through, has quite a bit, Poland pretty do well, okay, at least with the public, at Eurovision, and I think the public probably helped to get through on this. The song's been growing on me. It's alright for what it is. My other half loves it, but for me it's okay. It'll probably do well. In fact, it will do well for the public, because they did last year. Next one chosen was Armenia. Now, I'm sure at the beginning of the introduction it wasn't in English, so I'm not sure. I could be wrong on that. And the performance was okay, and I think they tend to get through as far as I'm aware. So I don't know if everyone has prompts before, but it was an alright song, and it was it quite strange, like when the difference between you watch it and when we see it here. That when the camera will show you particular positions, but we see the entire picture and we just see certain things. Like, for example, I'll give you a prime example, Slovenia, they had the entire screens around him, but we could see that, but you couldn't. And the way the cameras work around each of the acts and things. But obviously they had the hand gestures, which looked quite good on screen. But obviously we just sort of stood there doing it, which is quite strange. But I suppose there's good and bad sides to watching it and being in the arena. And the good side to you at home that watch it is that you get to see certain bits better than we do. Anything that happens beyond the floor, from the top angle looking down, we don't see that, but you do. But we have the atmospheric quality here that you're in the arena, a bunch of fans, and it is an amazing atmosphere that you get from it, and people that have been to Eurovision will know that feeling. Anyway, on with the rest of the chosen songs. Next one up was Australia. Now, he missed one of the key notes, and because he's walking on a circular thing, maybe he's trying to concentrate on that more. It's a nice song. I do like the song a lot. I'm not quite sure how we'll do in the final, but I wasn't surprised he got through, so say much on that one. Next one, Cyprus. It's a nice song, and another prime example of what you see and what we see. Little did we know that he's actually walking on lines, which we don't see. We just see him and the dancers doing different moves, and now we know what you saw and what the difference was. I think it's a nice enough song. I suppose we'll see him go on that one. And then there's song 10, the last song to be picked. Now, usually it's always a song that's quite well liked or something like that to keep the suspense going. So they say they don't pick it in any particular order, but they do for effect. They did it last year, they do it every single year, whatever the song is. On this occasion, it was Belgium. Now, the Belgian performance, she looked so scared. She looked like she was going to burst into tears. I do really like the song now. I didn't before. I do like it. It's a great modern pop song. A friend of mine put it was too good for Eurovision, which I think is a bit pants. It's not really fair, because Eurovision is trying to evolve. It can't always go, it's never always modern, even when it tries to be. People got to think that sometimes good song gets Eurovision. I mean, Loreen is a prime example of that role. That why can't a great song be in Eurovision? Why should that be? It's not really that fair. But back to Belgium, she looked really petrified. I just found, it felt uncomfortable to watch. And I don't think she sung it that fantastically well live. And I'm hoping maybe now she'll get to the final, she may sing it a bit better. But we'll wait and see on that. So that leads us on to today. So this afternoon we're off to the OGAE, or we call it OGAE, UK fan club events in town. They share it with Ireland and Australia. It's get together, meeting fellow group members, that sort of thing. And then we'll come back, get ready and go to the second semi-final show. We didn't watch the jury one last night. We were going to go to the Euro Club. We were supposed to be invited, but for some reason weren't on the list. But we made the night what it was. But that's what we were going to be doing last night. But like I said, today, okay thing, come back, get changed, and off to the arena. Now, I'm going to give you a rundown of the 10 songs I want to get through. And they are Serbia, Austria, Macedonia, the Netherlands, Hungary, Denmark, San Marino, Switzerland, Estonia and Israel. Now I'm really going to be really upset, I'll be disappointed if Estonia and Macedonia don't get through. They are brilliant songs, especially Estonia. It's very popular with fans. I really love this song. It's one of my favourites in the competition itself. So I'm really hoping it will get through. As for the rest of them that I haven't picked, Malta is a really nice song. I do like it. She's tried, I think, 9 times to get to Eurovision. I'm not quite sure it's strong enough to make it through. If it does, I won't be that disappointed that it has. Romania, Yodel, gimmicky. It's just, like I say, it may get through on its gimmicky aspects. It's an okay song for what it is, but I suppose we'll wait and see on that one. Next on the list, Ireland. Now Ireland, he's got a nice voice, but the song is very disappointing. I just don't like it at all. Last year, the song was much better, and if that didn't get through, I can't see this getting through. There's too many stronger songs in this heat that it's going to be basically. Croatia, cute guy. Now, I'm interested to see how he does this, because he does both bits of the vocals, the operatic and the singing bits, so I'm interested to see how he's going to perform this. So, and it may get through on it being completely different, and how maybe he's going to do it, I don't know. Norway, it's a nice enough song, and the guy that sings it is a nice enough guy. Emerson at Amsterdam, he loved my t-shirt, nice guy, but I don't think it's a strong enough song to get through. I mean, Icebreaker even was one of their brilliant songs. That didn't get through either, so I don't think that was a good strong song. But this was, this is not as strong, so I can't see this getting through. Belarus, now this is a real fun song. I mean, it gets through. It'd be nice because they're one of the only songs that are actually sung in their native language, and they always seem to be quite enthusiastic about everything, and all the haying all the time, and they seem to try and get the audience into it, and they seem to be really enjoying what they're doing. So it'd be quite nice, I suppose, to have that aspect in the final, maybe. Now, Bulgaria is popular with fans. He's got a good voice. I do appreciate it. I'm not over keen on the song myself, but a lot of people out there do. And I think if this song doesn't get through, I think with fans, it will be quite, a bit of an uproar. But at the end of the day, it's not us that are voting, fans that are voting. Obviously, we can't vote here in Ukraine, obviously people at home, and it's also half the voting is by a jury. So if the jury don't like it, which probably will do, but if they don't, then there's more good reason probably why. I mean, I like I say, he performs it really well, and I'm going from against how he sings it. It's just the song is improving on me, but I still don't think I like it, as much as I should do, really, I suppose. Lithuania, now there's no talk of it whatsoever, any groups or anything like that. I think it's going to just be forgotten about within 5 minutes, and I don't think anyone's really liking it, or no one's really talking about it. So I'm thinking, maybe the public will love it. I don't know. Public might love it. You just don't know. So now with Israel that I mentioned, now there was news that one of the TV channels has closed down after 40 odd years. Now there is a rule in Eurovision that when you enter your country, you've got to televise the show in the country, your own country as well. Now I don't know if this TV channel was showing Eurovision in Israel, but if it was, then they're going to have a bit of a problem. But I've got a feeling maybe another channel might show it instead. It would be a shame at this particular point that the Israeli singer doesn't get to perform his song. So that's basically it. Like I said, we're going to do the show tonight, and I'll obviously do a video tomorrow. We're doing all the shows now up to this from this point on. Tomorrow night is the jury grand final. Now, Paul hasn't been to one of these before, and basically what it's going to be about, it's going to run the entire show from start to finish, and you'll get to meet all the people that are giving out the votes for the individual countries. For us it's Katrina, our last winner, so she'll give out our votes. Now, I'm always intrigued by the way the jury voting goes, that no one gets very little points, and it's always interesting to see who actually wins. And I don't think anyone has actually won in the dummy final has actually won for real. So it'll be interesting to see how close the voting is for real and the dummy one. But they'll go through the entire show, and but when they do these sort of things, the performers do their bit and then they go off. They're not in the green room or anything like that. They just do their bit and they've gone. So it's like full staff and people pretending to be whoever gets 12 points and their reactions to them, and that's basically what they'll probably try and do. So after that will obviously be the grand final on the Saturday. Now I'm having a good time here, even though with the voice and things. And I just want to say one thing about Eurovision as a whole. Now, a lot of people don't like it. Fair enough, I understand that. I love it. It's why I'm here. But people seem to find it an easy subject to victimise on. That people seem to think it's trendy to slack it off, which is fair. Like, I don't mind people not liking it. I mean, and some of my friends don't like Eurovision. Fair enough. That's their thing, and there's things that they like that I don't. That's fine as well. So, I do sometimes find it quite strange in Eurovision Week. It's easy to get picked on and get slagged off, and people in fact see it trendy to slack off Eurovision because it's an easy subject to pick on. But for me, I love it for what it is, and I'll keep on doing these. I do like watching them, and I'll keep on doing them. So anyway, I'm going to go on that, just quick something on it really. So I'm going to let you all go now, and I'll see you all again tomorrow. Keep on watching, and I'll speak to you all again pretty soon. Bye.